Okay guys, this is not a glamorous setup, but let's face it, sheetrock dust is a desiccant. It's an extremely drying agent. That means your hair should be tucked in and all your skin as much as possible should be covered, because this stuff will dry you out like crazy. I wear eye protection. I have the hat on to try to keep the dust off. And the other thing too is to make sure that you have good nose and breathing protection too. This dust is not poisonous, but if it gets into your lung, there's been drywallers long term that have had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. They've had breathing problems, lung problems from inhaling that. We always wear respirators now for safety. When I go to sand down this this skim coat that I put on, and a skim coat is the coat that brings it up to a level 5 finish. It covers every piece of the sheetrock, and when you go to when I go to paint and prime this, it's going to give an ultra smooth finish, and that's exactly what I want. It'll also be more impervious to moisture. It'll all be blocked out there, especially when I put the primer coat on it. So I've got some of this stuff. I'm going to be gradually moving out of the way here as I go along. And what I want to do now is get started in this area back here where I started the skim coat and move along the ceiling. I'm going to be really happy when the ceiling is done today and I can move onto the walls, because I won't have that crap dropping down all on top of me. I'm going to get started. Next time you see me, I'm going to look like I fell into a big vat of flour. Okay guys, be strong. It's a bitchin' tough day today, but it's got to be done. Just a little tip, take the respirator off. When you are sanding and trying to get an ultra smooth finish on the drywall, you'd be very tempted to try to use your eyes to check everything out, but your eyes can sort of fool you. What you want to do is just run your hand over the ceiling, and you will be able to detect, or the wall, you'll be able to detect much better, even with gloves on, detect much better where the spots you may have missed are, and it works beautifully. Okay, so about a third of the way done here. Oh well, guys, I wasn't kidding when I said it gets really bad when you're sanding skim coat. It's not like just doing a level 3 or 4 finish where you're just taping, mudding, and hitting that joint and then priming. This is taking every square inch of drywall that's been skim coated right down. And if you look up here now, of course we have falling dust, but you can see some of the tan in there now, and you'll think, ooh, sanded through all the drywall. Mud, not really. You can't really see it, but that's microscopically infilled there in the sheetrock. So you know, it's just ultra smooth. When I run my hand over it, it's unbelievable. All right, it's time to take a break. It's noon. It's taken about 2 hours to get that ceiling sanded down. The walls are going to be a lot faster. I'm not working overhead, but I always like to do the tough stuff first and then treat myself to the easy runs. All right, everybody, on with the show. Okay, had a good break. Whew, that ceiling. I'm so glad to be done now. Of course, I have the ceiling to do in the bathroom too, but I'll worry about that another day. It's time now to get on to the walls, and this should be a lot faster working up and down here, a lot easier to control the sander. Boy, if you could feel that ceiling there, how ultra smooth that is. That's going to look so pretty with that bone white paint on it. It's going to be great. So, all right, I'm going to get on it. I did not lie to you guys when I said it gets pretty bad when you're doing a skim coat sanding, and we're about halfway done. Let me close this door a little bit. I don't want Wolfie to run down here in the mud from off the porch there, but you can see that I've got, well, of course the ceiling's already done, but I've got this whole wall sanded down real good all the way down here and all the way around, and I've just finished this wall. We got one more long run here and one across, and then we're there. Some people have written to me and said, you know, I've seen drywall construction in houses before, Rosie, but I've never seen that much white on the walls and sanding. That's because a level 5 finish, which is the top finish that you can get in drywall, is expensive to put on top. Most construction, you're going to see them tape the joints, smooth it down real good, several coats across the seams, get it perfectly level and perfectly smooth. It's fine. Some people though demand a level 5 finish, and it probably adds 50% to the cost of the job because they have to go over every square foot of the sheetrock with the reduced or liquefied drywall mud, and then after that's all dry, you got to come back and sand that. The net result is you can see that you've got low spots that get filled here. The seams start to reappear. The corners strengthen here. It's just an amazing way for low areas to get filled in and high areas to be put down. And the result is just a glass smooth finish. I mean, it's just what some people demand that. Now, here on the West Coast, we have a lot of textured finishes. In a lot of ways, the trade sold that because nobody had to do the high level of finishing anymore. Once you tape the seam, forget about it. You know, you can come in and blow the gunk on it and put the texture on it. Nobody would ever know if a sheet was slightly out or whatever. When you do flat and skim coat drywall like I'm doing now, there's no hiding the imperfections of the job. They will be there and you can feel. But the net result is you have the very best and highest level of finish that you can get in drywall. Short of having somebody come in and hanging up blue board and plastering several coats, this is the cat's meow as far as finishes go. I've got about an hour ahead of me here. I'm going to keep rolling and get as much done as I can. And we'll see you when I get closer to the end here. I'm dizzy, I'm exhausted, I'm up and down a ladder, the step stool, but I got 3 walls done. We're down to the very last one over here, and things could not be going any better. Yes, it looks like you're in the middle of a snowstorm here. Step outside a minute. Oh, get a little air. We're still really coming down with the rain. Yeah, some people wrote, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You bet your ass it's worth it to have a good finish. So about another hour and I'll be wrapped up for the day. and then I'll talk about what's on tap for tomorrow. Alright guys, I told you I'd be like a Pillsbury snowflake today, okay? I mean, it was really rugged in there. Got my hair all protected and everything. Look, not everybody, very few, probably 1 in 25 homeowners will ever get demand a level 5 finish. But I do. You know, I do stuff to do it the right way and the way I want to live with it. Nobody else may ever know, but I'll know sitting here in the woman cave with Jen looking around, or sitting here with the boss and running the still and stuff. I will know what is here, and I always take pride in the work that I do. Let's look around a little bit. You can see I got the door open. It's aired it out a little bit. It's brutal. I am going to pay a price tomorrow. Now, what remains to be done tomorrow? I want to catch the inside. The outside of the windows have all been leveled in and set now, so they're good. But if you come around, you'll see some spots. You know, like up here, we got a little chooch there that's got to be fixed. If you look around, you'll see some. You can always find something else that needs to be tended to. So tomorrow is sort of the tend to day around here, and of course the bathroom's already been mudded and taped over here, so maybe that'll be dry enough tomorrow to skim coat, and then we'll be right back to the brutality of sanding again. But you can see that I've set that edge in real good on that, and it's looking real good. But you can see it's still plenty wet in here. We have the rain outside, so but I'll tell you what, I don't think it's going to be long before we're priming and painting and putting some flooring down and calling the Inspector Dick and getting him off my back forever. All right, everybody. Rosie the Snowflake. I'm still smiling. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here today.